Okay. It's my favorite time of the week, man.
2K12 real spell.
Hey, man, I love your t-shirt. You understand that?
I do too.
Okay,
Thank you.
man. I was kind of fishing for a compliment for mine.
Well, we'll get to it.
Rashad over there, look, you've been working out, brother. Let me have a sip of that smoothie. No? Okay, I'll get out your personal business.
No.
Here we go. Look. Go. Look. Dope boy got the fresh cut.
Facts.
I be feeling like I'm next up. I don't like getting dressed up. Keep the rose court from the next up. That's for self-acceptance. I love myself, I can't help it. I be sticking to the G code. Whoever smelt it must have dealt it. PU when I breeze through. CT, that's my people. Only one life to live, homie. Got it handing out sequels. Sick of the heat, yeah, me too. Tell the sun to take a day off. The Clippers just got eliminated. No more LA teams in the playoffs. After day jab, I got laid off from the offset. I'ma take off. I'm a me go like Quavo. Getting more bread than a bagel. Nobody move till I say so. This is episode 23. MJ with the fadeaway. Retro J's on layaway. How you doing, dope? I'm day to day. Just hit 6 months sober.
Hey.
I'm giving God all the credit though. Ain't no lucky 4-leaf clover. Justice League, we some soldiers. Hard loving, no hating. Episode 23 CT. Let's have a conversation.
Hey.
Just Us League podcast. Just Us League. Just the What's up, man, boy? I did some things that I wanted to see. I know you don't really be into the bars, but I said something.
You don't think I be into the bars?
Bruh, I said from the offset,
I heard it.
I'm a take off.
Yes.
I'm amigo.
Yeah.
Like, that's the members of the Amigos.
Let me tell you something. Yes, they are the members of the Amigos.
I do it all at the
Listen,
burrito.
bro. That might be the greatest freestyle you've ever spit
That one?
on the show. Yes.
I didn't hear that much ad-lib. I was like, I hope he likes it.
Were you not listening? Are your headphones on? Once you got around to the Migos, I was like, he's going so in, and you were building to your punch. I didn't want to step on that.
Thank you, because I would have messed up. I was a little bit nervous.
Man. I listen, brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Hey, I am Doughboy. Tell them who you are. And this is another installment of the Just Us podcast.
It's Just Us League.
Yes,
CT
I'm
in
sorry.
the place to be.
Just Us League podcast. And please like the video, share the video,
Yes.
comment the video. Before we even get started, I got another story time. I got 2 story times today.
Well, first, get it started, because I feel like I really want to know the first one, which is about our running gag with this security guard.
This light-skinned
in
nigga
this
downstairs.
building.
These light-skinned niggas. What are we going to do about these light-skinned niggas?
Well, let's back up. I'm not going to leave you hanging.
Okay.
Let's back up.
I'm sick of these light-skinned
niggas. He's
niggas.
not light-skinned.
What is he?
He's literally brown.
He's lighter than me.
No. He's dark.
He's not Team Chocolate like you and I.
You are not Team Chocolate. And before the comments even start, we're not having a colorist conversation.
I'm at least dark
we
caramel.
have eyes. Doughboy.
You're not going to keep me.
You're red ball.
Rashad,
Hella pause.
Rashad, would you think I was a light-skinned nigga? Would you categorize? Oh, you just like, you ain't even going to finish? Let me. Okay.
Because you're light.
No, man.
You have lighter skin.
Okay, so let me tell
It's
you.
not a bad thing.
Let me
It's
tell
just
you
who you are.
the BS from the beginning.
Yeah.
Where I knew he was on it.
Yeah.
So when you walk up to the building here at the good folks at Third World Studio. So when you walk in, he has the power to open the thing from his desk. The door.
So the door is locked.
The door is
before you
locked. As soon as I get here, door is already locked.
Got
Right?
it.
But he can open it.
That's why you're opening the door. Got it.
So, but he can open it from where he's at.
Yeah.
I go to the door. I try to open it. He's looking at me. He waits and sees. So I'm like, he sees me walking up to this door.
Yeah.
It would be cool if he just opened it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. Right. No. Then I'm sitting here and I'm looking at him. He's like, hey, you got to grab the phone. I'm like, this nigga.
You got to, because there is a phone outside. So he's acting as if he doesn't know who you are.
Bro. So I go to the thing. And Rashad, when you get a second, can you put us on the screen too? Gotcha. So then I go to, I'm like, really? You're this is the type of day you want to have?
Yeah.
Light-skinned nigga? All right, so cool. So I hit the button. He was like, yeah. Who is it?
He said, "Who? Wait. Let's back up.
This is how he's starting.
He sees your face.
He sees me.
He knows who you are because we had a run-in with him before.
Weeks ago.
And he says, pick the phone up.
Pick the phone up. Who is this? This is Anthony. Who you here for? Third Wheel Studio. Boop. Let's me in. So now I'm already irritated.
Yeah.
Even though I got my little sandwich and I'm trying to live my best life.
Gotta live it.
I'm like, okay. So now I'm like, I'm not even going to play his game because, you know what I'm saying? I know you got Rashad's number because you always call Rashad because you're smarter. You don't even deal with him anymore.
I'm not smarter. I just protect my energy.
Better than I do at times.
Okay.
In this particular situation.
All right.
And I don't have
That's your
Rashad's
opinion.
personal, phone number. So, and plus I don't be wanting, so I'm just like.
You don't have Rashad's number.
I don't. Swole Cole left side. No, where is Swole Cole?
We've been meaning to break it to you. Swole Cole has been
excommunicated?
He just got different days.
I was going to say, no, Swole Cole, you were doing too much traps and lats. So
wait till they see how averagely he's built.
We just caught him on
When
a good
you
day.
say Swole, he put a big jacket on.
So I come in, and so I'm like, okay, I'm not even going to play the game. I know what type of time you're on. Cool. So I go straight. I get my ID. I hand it to him. Mind you, he's seen us here for the last month, 2 months.
Yeah. That's him typing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said third wheel? Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I don't see you here, man. Who's your contact? I said, Rashad. He was just like, yeah, man, you're gonna have to call him. I said, brother, you've seen us here several times. You kind of I said, I was like, he was like, it's company policy. And then now he's giving me like the smart, like the pizzazz. He was just like, yeah, that's actually a company policy. I'm like, it's funny, man. You're the only person that really upholds that. All the other guys are kind of like cool, and they don't do all that. He was like, yeah, I guess I'm the only person here doing my job. And so
he hit you with the sauce.
So now I'm just sitting here like so. And so then I said, can you at least look at the email? He was like, did I ask for the email? I thought I told you what I would need. So now I'm like, oh,
he's talking and you disrespectfully now.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, well, I had pulled up the email. I'm like, well, this is just worthless. So then I send the email to him because I don't have his phone number. So I'm like, hey, can you come down? He responds immediately, like, I'm on my way. So then I go to sit down. Now I'm trying to just have a brother-to-brother moment with him. And there's nothing worse as a black man when you try to have a brother-to-brother moment with a guy and he still is a jerk. So I said, I sat on a little couch. I said, brother, why do you do this? And so he looks up. He was like, man, what do you mean? I said, man, look, man, we pay good money to be here. We do a podcast here. We ain't up here causing no rah-rah. You see us every week. You know that we're supposed to be here. Why is it that you're treating you like, and as I'm talking, he's just like, and so he does that. I said, bro, why are you rolling your eyes? He was like, what are you talking about? I didn't roll my eyes. And I said, you just did it again. And so he rolls them. And so he was like, hey, man, I think you're just making a way bigger deal. I said, no, bro. I said, it's just really ridiculous. We got to deal with this with white people. Like, you don't have to treat us like this. And it's just really ridiculous. He was like, well, that's it. If you got a problem with me doing my job, then you just got a problem with me doing my job. I said, no, you're abusing your power. But whatever you want to tell yourself what you're. So then finally Rashad comes out and he just peeks his head out. They're like, come on. So then I go over there, and as I'm walking, like I turn around, and then he's looking like, and I had like he was trying to give me the challenging.
Like, what you gonna do?
Like, and I had to just hop in because I almost was like, hey, Nick, come outside, bro. Let's just go figure this out. And I haven't been in a fight since I was 19, CT. And that was the only way that I felt like. So I've come to the conclusion of what we're gonna need to do.
What we're gonna need to do?
We jumping this nigga after this episode.
Probably not a good idea to have said that on air.
I'm sick of this nigga, bro.
Here's the funny thing, bro. First of all, I'm sorry that you went through that.
Bro.
Because I'm so calm, I can speak to you from a place of I hear you, your feelings are valid, and if you've been watching the show, this is exactly what I said a couple of weeks ago. Word for word. As a matter of fact, I can't wait. This will be an episode where I dive into your comments to see, because in the donations comments, first of all, shout out to the donations.
Shout out to
Team CT. Facts. There are maybe like 4 people in the donation that really got me fucked up, right? However,
and I'm gonna speak to them too.
No, because they watch the show, they know this, and I'm talking about out of 100%, we're talking about 4% of people who don't deserve energy.
Right.
But these 4 people, when we're telling the story last time about the security guard, were like, y'all, man, and somebody, they said, yo, it wasn't even just a CT thing.
It was just like, y'all are tripping because he's doing
it. What if so? And it's like, y'all don't need, I've always been like this. How do you support me or support you or anything but you take the side of someone else
that you don't even know.
That you don't even know.
And it's not like we're coming in here on different episodes saying random places where we're at, getting into. Like, we're probably two of the most non-confrontational people that you will meet. And it just really irks me when people abuse their authority. Don't think just because you got a blazer and a badge that I won't whoop your ass, bro. Like,
you know what I
doing.
did? So I'm parking the truck, right? I hear Rashad. I say, hey, is it a different guard or is it the jerk, right?
The jerk.
And then he texts me right back and he's like, it's the jerk. I'm on my way. And then I saw your text where you were like, hey, man, Rashad coming to get you. Almost had to get that dude hands. And I was like, this should be an interesting day.
If I'm ever leading any conversation where I almost had to give somebody hands, you got to blame it on the other. Because that's just not how I resolve problems.
We walked through the lobby. I didn't even look over here, bro, because I know energy, and you can feel him looking, like staring a hole at me. And it's like, you're not about to get my energy today,
and
bro.
That's the thing. It's just like, and I'm not even asking him to not do his job, but at the same time, the other guards here, they're not neglecting to do their job.
Right.
They know us. They've seen us be walked up a million times.
Come on, man.
They know, hey, these guys work here. They're doing good business. It's the guys. It's not, and we're not just some riffraffs in here just trying to come in here and.
He made you pick the phone up and say, who is it?
Who do you want to see? And you know who I am, and you know who I want to see.
Because we had the same conversation with you
it was just
weeks ago.
Irking. So, but before we even move anything, because I got to get this off.
I like your shirt.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Man, that's a very nice shirt.
Hey, man, I really, really appreciate that. And thank you for saying that. And guess what I'm going to follow that up with?
What?
New nickname alert.
It's time.
You ready?
I am ready.
Independence Day.
Why didn't I see it coming? I think that's why I'm annoyed. Why didn't I see? Why do they call you Independence Day?
Because once I find a woman of independence, I'm giving her fireworks in the bedroom.
All right.
You flip it and bring it back. Come on. I said, hey, bring it back. Back it up, flip it, rub it down.
For those of you guys who can't see, Rashad did this.
All right, nigga. All right. So how was your weekend? We spent a little bit of time last weekend. You want to take the lead on that?
Well, you wrote this as a topic and I want to know why. We Tangerine, let me get all of this off me so whoever is a friend of ours that watches the show knows that Tangerine had a late surprise birthday party that she planned.
Wait. Say that again, because it's just
it's a late surprise birthday party.
For her?
For her.
That she planned?
Yes.
She's the only person in the world that I think would ever do that, but that's what makes her tan.
Let me tell you why this was genius of hers, though. The surprise wasn't about her being surprised for her birthday. The surprise was we moved, right? And every time we've ever thrown an event over the past 4 years, we've rented it a Airbnb or a hotel or something and just had everybody come because our place was so small.
Right.
So the surprise wasn't really for her to be surprised. The surprise was for everybody who came.
Oh, like, look, this is not an Airbnb. This is
our place.
Oh, that's actually kind of level genius.
It's Tangerine.
Man, I had a great time over there. It was really, really fun. Didn't even tell you this at the time because I didn't want you to feel any type of way. I was triggered.
Triggered?
At your house.
What happened?
There was alcohol there.
Yeah.
And I know, and that's the thing because I know you don't drink, Tans don't drink, but people come over. Yeah. But whenever I'm around alcohol in houses, my left eye starts jumping and it's just a weird thing. So, but if you notice, like I always have I probably ran through like a 6-pack of Pepsis. Like I always keep
killing.
So
my
if you
Pepsis.
ever see that, just as your friend, if you're ever anywhere with me and you see me drinking more sodas, or if you see me maybe snacking a little bit more, well, no, I'm just greedy. I'm lying, but I'm not gonna put it on that.
I'm gonna put it on that.
I really lie. But if you see me drinking more and more Pepsis, it's probably me just trying to keep cool. So it was the good thing I like about the people that you kick with. First of all, I know most of them, so they all know. But it's like it's not even they're not. You guys don't kick it with the type of people that are irritating turn-ups. Like if anything, people are drinking wine, chilling, whatever. But it's not like one of those situations where it's like,
pass me that Firebird.
Exactly.
Okay.
Shot,
we in
shot,
the building.
Shot.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a good time.
Your props on this specifically. Well, I'm gonna tell you why I really didn't realize the triggering in a second. You were sitting like literally 12 inches away from the bar. which is amazing. That, first of all, congratulations, 6 months sober.
6 months?
6 months is amazing. Your strength and willpower is crazy. You were right about it. But this ties into why I didn't realize you would be triggered off that. Doughboy is one of the most competitive people on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
And I was coming up the stairs and I heard Tangerine say, "Who wants to play spades?" And I was like, no. Because you were like, "I do." And then it was her cousin Aaron, and then John from Fly Poet, and I can't remember. Oh, and her other cousin, Krishana. Yeah, so all y'all were playing.
Yes, and we had a good game. We ended up tying 1-1, and we was about to do a rubber match, but then they ended up having to leave. But man, I wanted to just congratulate you, man. I was just it just felt so good, being at your crib, because I'm just like, you work so hard, man. And I'm the type of friend, when I see my friends, like, when they win, I'm one of those friends that I'm happy like I did it. Like, cause I'm just like, I can feel the happiness for you. And so, and I always tell you this offline, like, it doesn't even matter, your place or what it looks like, because that's not even the thing. The thing that I admire about you is that you've been happy in every place that you've been to. And I just feel like, God bless you and your wife, with all your hard work. And I'm just like, even when we had the writing session the other day, and we was in the, in the spot, I was just like, I'm so proud of this dude, man. This is his, man, and can't nobody take that from you. Like, no matter what happens, you did that, man. So,
the government can definitely take away,
but not yet. And you can squat. I know squatters' rights. I know a guy.
But I know a guy, bro. Like, this isn't about to be a religious thing, because whoever y'all believe in or whatever, I believe in God. But man, it's such a blessing. Like you said, I've always just appreciated everything, because I've watched, in every form of my life, my parents work so hard. My mom worked so hard and struggled. My sister, you know what I'm saying? So everything I've ever had, I've been grateful for. And you can't get anything in your life if you're not grateful for what you have at the moment. So it's like, you'd be like, man, I hate this car. I need a better car. It's like, yo, this car is getting you places.
From A to B.
You know what I'm saying?
And and God won't graduate you. And I'm telling you, man, your positive energy is rubbing off on me, because even now where I'm at, because I'm telling myself, you know what? I'm going to get a house next year. I already told myself, even if I'm renting, I don't care. I'm going to get it. But before I can put my mind there, I'm like, I'm going to love the place that I'm at. Like, I'm making little changes. I'm like, this is going to be the best, spot that I have until I move. So it's just, you are leading by example and just showing me, just be happy where you're at. And just, then when you go to the next level, it's definitely all good.
I will say, though, from a financially responsible place, don't just rent a house. If you want to rent somewhere because you just want to rent, you don't want to own anything, that's fine. But renting houses can get expensive, more expensive than an apartment.
And then you don't own nothing, too.
Yeah, it's like you throwing money.
I told myself, the first 6 months of this year was really dedicated to getting sober and getting my mental health under control.
Done.
Almost like a month on the meds. I felt, bro, the meds make me feel like a different person.
Man.
I be so chill. You're not getting nearly as many calls in the middle of the night.
I don't get any calls.
I'm chilling.
I'm almost like, is he okay? Do the meds say, hey, man, don't fuck with him.
Leave the nigga alone.
He's cool.
But I'm so, like, my mental health is cool. Like, I feel like, and I'm completely sober. Like, no weed, no alcohol, no nothing. So I told myself the first 6 months I would do that. So now the next 6 months, it's really about physical fitness and financial
How about
fitness.
that?
So
and this is your first time being on medicine, and you're sober from both things. So you back to 2010 Doughboy.
Exactly. And I just feel like I'm back to the Doughboy before I even moved here, because I was never a drinker or smoke. Like, I was never my thing. I picked up some bad habits, and I remember I was afraid. I was like, man, if I start taking medicine, because people would, like, I think in the urban community, we're afraid of doctors, and maybe there's a reason to be afraid of them, but
the history.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or they're incentivized by pharmaceutical companies. Yeah. But it's like, the moment that I said, you know what, I'm just going to listen to this doctor and genuinely hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
They're not monsters. The medicine don't make me act kooky. Like, my creativity, like, I'm writing a new verse every week. Like, think about this. I was coming in here before meds, before sober.
Killing it.
I was still killing it, but I was freestyling, whatever it was. I'm coming in every week with a new 16.
I can't wait to see you post the clip of that verse today.
So I'm super, super excited about it. And then when we had, your party, we got to watch the BET Awards. I want to talk about
Tangerines party. Because a lot of
everybody go see it. Right. So I did want to touch on this briefly. What were your thoughts on the BET Awards as a whole?
As a whole, as a whole, watching the BET Awards, I didn't feel the vibe of previous years where you'd be like, yo, this is crazy.
I can't wait to see.
Yeah, and that didn't have anything to do with, shout out to the writing staff.
All of them.
Those who are my friends. You know, you got Tyrese, Sydney, Lulu, Jay Snow. Incredible. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
My friends.
Yes.
And when you look at the show, it's not reflecting on them. It's like certain celebrities who were and probably weren't able to come. I love Queen Latifah getting her flowers.
That was fine.
I did not like that they never mentioned Living Single. Like when I'm looking at the slideshow, I didn't see any Living Single. I'm like, this is, you know what I'm saying? But I would have loved to have seen more of the icon show up for the BET Awards.
Beyonce used to be at the BET Awards back in the day. Chris Brown doing the backflips. And, you know, we don't get those, you know, those big moments. And, you know, and I think that that's unfortunate. And plus, I kind of felt like this is one of the bigger awards shows since we're back outside. It almost felt like people didn't like seeing socially distanced. Yeah, it just felt different. But the one thing I didn't like, and I'm just gonna say this, and because I'm gonna stop being afraid to say how I feel. I'm always gonna be respectful of all parties involved, but I didn't like the Lil Nas X thing, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I want to just preface this by saying it has nothing to do with him kissing a guy. I don't care. If you kiss whoever you want to do. But this is the reason why I didn't like the Lil Nas X thing. When Lil Nas X came out, like he was low-key one of my heroes because I felt like he cracked a Da Vinci Code in the game. He had a fire country record. And that was something that was so off limits for black people that I felt like so many white people were pissed. Like, who is this young black kid doing this? He was able to get Billy Ray Cyrus on it. And I was just like, and I remember hearing his story, and he was like, he only had like $180 in his account, and then he blew up and he was a millionaire. And I loved that. And I was just like, this kid, and I always call, if I'm 20 years older than somebody, I always call him a kid. So I'm like, this kid.
You're older than me and I'm calling you a kid.
You know, I'm like, this kid is going to blow up. Like, I'm just a fan of his. I can't wait for the next record. The next record never really comes. And then, you know, then it comes out and he lets the world know, hey, you know, this is my sexual orientation. Cool. Because you can do whatever you want to do. I think that sometimes people feel like, and I understand what it can be, but it's like, hey, whoever you date, that's cool. Where's the next record? And then it's like, you know, we don't get the next record. Then the next thing, it's like, now it's just shock value on your sexuality. So then it's like, I'm giving the devil a lap dance in the video. Nobody even talks about the record. They just talk about what he's doing. Then it's, I'm going to put the devil's blood in an Air Max. Okay, so then it's like, okay, now I see you at the BET Awards, and then he was killing it. Like he does the remember the time. This is an icon. I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm still not really feeling the record, and then it's just like, we're gonna end this with you know, kissing this. Yeah, and it's just like, bro, and like even like, you know, some of my partners that, you know, identify, you know, with the LBGT community, even they don't be right. They be like,
it's a lot more letters, by the way.
Is it? Okay, you know what I mean. But
and a plus, I think. But keep doing it.
But they even be like, nah, bro, like he's pimping out the culture, and I just didn't like that. Like, bro, I just feel like you can be, and I feel like he's so super talented, and and then like, I just hate that it starts to be more about that than his music, because I really feel like he's a talented kid. And I'm like, bro, you don't have to do whatever you want to do. I just want to see you get back. And then it's like they kind of mark that, like they drum that up as like the moment of the night. And I'm just like, I don't know. I just didn't like that. But overall, I wasn't totally turned off by the awards as a whole. I just kind of felt like, you know, we're getting back into award season. Maybe, you know, the hip hop awards, maybe it'll have a, you know, better feel than maybe by the time we get to next year, it'll be cool. But I don't know, it felt like I was losing a little steam, but you know, that happens to award shows.
Well, also, I think like everything, and I say this about so many things, that a lot of times we don't realize that sometimes we're not the audience for certain things. You know what I mean? So with the awards, I remember watching the awards in 2000 with Steve Harvey and Sid, and they hosted twice, right? And then Monique came and she hosted 3 times.
Jamie Foxx.
That was years later, but I'm saying as far as like all these comedians doing it back to back, and it was like, yo, this feels good. But I remember so many segments I wasn't the audience for, because I was like, oh, this artist is old, or this is gospel. That's not I'm not, you know, familiar with the songs at the time.
Right.
And then you get into the pocket of like 2010 2010 and 2012, and you're like, yo, this
is what it is.
Because I'm the audience, right?
Right.
And I can imagine that there are other groups of audiences that are like, oh, the award show wasn't good. And I'm like, it was the best.
Right.
Because they wasn't the audience and I was.
You're right.
So I feel like this year, maybe I just wasn't the audience for it.
I didn't know a lot of the artists. Like I even the Silk Sonic, and maybe I'm getting old, and that's no disrespect to Bruno Mars or Anderson .Paak. I didn't know who they was.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of these newer groups, it was aging me because I'm like, I don't know a lot of these younger artists.
Let me tell you something, man. Don't ever let yourself get old, bro.
Oh, it's already happened. I'm
BT
41.
Kingsley told me that years ago. He's like I remember I was like 25 when I said this. Like he was playing something on the radio. I was like, man, I don't know who these artists are. And he was like, don't let yourself get old, man.
Bruh.
And he's 4 years older than me. And I was like, what? Right? So from that moment, I would always catch myself. And it's like, of course you want to age. I want to live to be 100.
Right.
But don't ever let yourself get old by, like there's so many old comedians that'd be like, yeah, I don't do all of the Facebook and the technology.
And the Twitter.
And it's like, do you think by you saying that technology is going to say, oh, okay, cool, we'll stop here?
Exactly.
Because you don't want to do it.
It's that guy that still owns the Blockbuster. It's like, bro, it's
come on, man.
It's Netflix.
It's like you have to go. Don't let yourself get old, and that's not an excuse anymore. I'm not with the technology. We'll learn, just like you learn how to do anything else.
And there was a bunch of comedians that was doing that. I'm not finna be on there on no you. And now the same ones. Hey man, show me how to upload.
And show me how to do the Facebook and the stuff.
How do I put my face on the book?
You gotta learn. How do I put my face?
I got the book. What I do?
The book. I did that a couple times. Ain't nothing happening.
How do I upload it?
Where my followers at?
Oh, I know we gotta get CTW out the way, but I want to tell one more story before you do
your
that.
thing, brother.
So I had a scary moment.
What happened?
So shout out to my dogs. You know I got 2 dogs, King and Milo, right?
Yeah.
And so what happened was the other day I come home and I had to clean off the patio because how they kind of live, we kind of have like AstroTurf on the patio, but like that's not always we ain't the best dog parents. Like we supposed to be taking the dogs out.
Oh my God.
We be putting the pads on there. These dogs are a year old, so and like it's like it stinks. So it's like I had to pick up the AstroTurf and kind of take it out. So I'm already a little annoyed, like this is gross, but whatever, right? So I go out and so Tony's in the house and so she's washing the dog. So she's washing King. King is the blonde dog. Milo is the blacker dog, the Yorkie. So she's washing King, she's washing Milo, but she had already washed King. So King was just running around the house. So me and Kiara come in the house, and, I had written through the stuff out. So I come in and then I go outside to throw something in the trash. Dogs are like kids. Like you have to watch them. Like they don't understand. So like whenever you open the door, they're, normally we can catch it. Like you can see them. So I go out and I go to the trash can and I come back in the house. And we're just walking around the house and like 2 minutes pass and Kiara's like, yo, where's King? Instantly now I'm like a parent because now these are like my kids. So now I'm like, oh my God. And Tony's sitting there because shout out to Tony, but she don't have that like parental thing inside of her. So she's just sitting there like, well, y'all go find. I'm like, no, it ain't no go find the dog. Like there is a kid. So I'm like, Kiara, let's go. I don't have any shoes on. I go outside. I'm like, Kiara, you go that way. I'm going this way. So we circle around. We don't find them. I'm like, the dogs don't even have collars. Like because she had just watched them. She ain't, what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, so now I have tears in my eyes. I have a lump in my throat because they always leave the door downstairs open. And if he gets outside, he could run in the street. Somebody could pick him up. I'm a mess. So I get downstairs and I'm like just super panicked. Luckily, somebody had closed the door. So he was sitting there and I get downstairs and he was sitting there like, I think I'm trying to get out here. So I grabbed the nigga, but bro, that made me realize that dogs are like people.
I love
bro.
dogs.
I was so livid. Like I was talking to her like, we got to start making sure because I'm the type that when I get scared, I kind of react with aggression because I don't know how to kind of be soft in those moments. So I'm sitting there talking to Tony and Kiara like, we need to start because bro, if anything would have happened to my dog, I would have lost it. So man, I had to,
you had him since he was a puppy, right?
Yeah, we have him since there was like 6 weeks.
Wow.
And King, I'm even more close to because King, once back in December when me and Tony had kind of like had a separation and I had to get sober, he was with me and it was just me and him. And like when I was getting sober, like that 30 days, the hard 30 days, he wouldn't even leave my bed.
That's dope.
I'd be like, get out of my bed. He'd be like, I'd be like, okay, like so that's really like my best friend. But bro, I cried and it really scared the hell out of me. So if you do end up getting a dog, you're going to see you're going to end up loving them like a child, bro.
I had a dog. I told you I had to use the old neighbor thing, but it was like, I love dogs. I love watching dog videos.
Bro.
If you catch me up after 2 a.m., man, I'm just watching dog videos, bro. And I'm like,
get you one.
Oh, that's dope.
I think CT with a dog is what the world needs.
Hey,
but
man,
don't get a big one because you don't want to pick up big poops.
Let me tell you something, brother. We just got them carpets cleaned. It's gonna be a while before I get me a dog. Training a dog. Oh my god.
Yeah, they are like children, and you have to watch them. But I think that you would do good with one.
CTW, bro.
Yes.
Comments of the week. You're gonna love how I end this, by the way. So James Caesar says, I love the fact that y'all answer us in the comments. The first time we interacted, I still have the screenshot from UCT. It was the highlight of my week. Keep up the great work, gentlemen. Love and respect you both. Side note, stay strong, Doughboy. Right?
Hey, thank you.
This is from CB. First, I love this podcast and I love the dynamic between you two. Y'all have been through a lot and are real friends. However, it's clear that the friendship is one-sided. I, too, like CT and always there for others and rarely get the support back. I don't think Doe tries to be self-centered, but that's the way this isn't.
And I'm sorry I didn't have you send these to me because I meant to put them on the screen. So we'll do that again next week.
Oh, cool. So here's another. This is one from the donation.
Okay.
I don't need to finish that last one. I don't like where it was going.
Okay. Just cut it off mid-sentence?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one, I can't pronounce the name, and I'm glad. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
The comment reads, CT be doing a lot, LOL. Why not just mute the notifications for the group message instead of making a scene on someone's wedding day? Do you not realize that the person made the scene when they were doing all of the bullshit and they were asking me for money, okay? A person responds and that person's name is Sebastian Pierre. Shout out to Sebastian, says, in response to that comment, because it's still going to pop up at the end of his messages whenever someone sends a message in there. That shit is hella annoying, and others in the group chat expressed the same frustrations. God bless you, Sebastian. So here's the one that I know you're going to be shocked by because this was a message from a young lady.
Oh, I have a DM that I want to bring up too that pissed me off. Okay.
Well, this is, we should probably end on a positive note, so you go ahead.
Okay, so I want you to see this, and I'm going to send you this this video in post, Rashad, so you can put this. Look what somebody sent me, and bro, it took everything in me to not trip. So look at this video. So she sent me this video. I don't know if you seen this, right? Of this dude working out. Right. So
no, I did not.
Okay. So this dude, right?
Okay.
This big dude that was like 600 pounds and got down to 200. She sent me this video, and I'm not even gonna say.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, shout out to him. So mind you, I've never met this person.
Yeah.
And she sent me this, and she says, I know that was random. Ha ha ha. I didn't think you see it, but I thought you could use it as motivation. If he can do it, you definitely can too. We're rooting for you.
You already did it.
But this is the problem that I have. What made you do that? Like you're gonna come to somebody who is overweight and send me a video and say, hey, I'm gonna send you this for motivation so you can that to me is rude as hell. And it's like, it just irritated me. Like I'm somebody who has always struggled with my weight. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm very sensitive about my weight even now because I gain weight when I get sober for obvious reasons. And I just don't need it. And so it's like, do you really think, and like you are right, I have lost over 200 pounds. And so it's like, do you really think in your mind.
And cap it off.
Do you really think in your mind, if I wanted to lose weight and get motivated, that I don't have the power of the internet to search a video or to do something? Do you really think in your mind, like, you know what, that guy really needs to get it together? I'm going to send him this video so he could, to a perfect stranger. Like, bro, I wanted to just reply with some negativity, but I didn't because I try to go high when they go low. But it just really pissed me off. And people, listen, don't do that shit. Because next time I might cuss you out. Like, I don't need that. I don't need you to send me any more, because I would never do that to a perfect stranger. I would never assume that you would want me to motivate you by me sending you a motivational video. So it just really irked me.
Well, one,
be on my side on this one.
Here's the
because I feel like you better take her side. Well, what she was trying to say,
No,
fuck that bitch.
What I'm about to say to you is you should stay out of the habit of telling them what you don't like and what don't do because people like to be funny and do the exact opposite of that. Right. Which is why certain things that have really annoyed me on the show,
don't even say?
I don't even acknowledge because I'm like, I'm not dealing with this. But with what she did in sending that to you, yes, that was rude. But you also have to remember you're hypersensitive to things that you struggle with.
I am.
So hurt dogs holler, right? Mm-hmm. So it becomes one of those things where her sending that video to you, whatever her intent was, whether it was negative, whether it was positive, the way you took it was something that whatever you see in yourself, if you feel like you're not going hard enough or you feel like you go too hard or you might have just ate a donut and you'd be like, yeah, that was cool. And then she sends you that.
I literally was eating a donut with I was just like, I had chocolate intimate to my mother. Like, you mother, you son of a.
You know what I mean?
I finished the donut.
I bet it's delicious. That's what happens. And people get that brunt of it because you're dealing with something yourself.
I guess I'd just be trying to hop in the mind of people. Like, what were you thinking before you did that?
You'll never get in their mind.
I would never do that. But what was
I posted a picture, bro. So there's an actor. And he's a good friend of mine, right? Good friend of mine. We actually look alike. And every time I see him, I'm like, yeah, man, this is my brother. You know what I mean? And people be like, oh, y'all do look alike, right?
You do, face.
He's my one guy that we look alike, right? And of course, especially after I shave my hair off, like we look alike. So I post a picture and I was like, man, I thought this was me. And I genuinely did, right? This woman... She responds to the DM and she was like, yeah, but your face is fatter. And I was like, yes. What are we doing?
What are you doing?
Why would you? And then this is the thing that I hate from people.
What are we doing?
I hate people that say I'm just saying. They always say some bullshit.
Yeah, like IJS.
I'm just saying. Like, what are you just saying, right? So I was like, yeah, my face is fatter than his.
Okay.
All right. Have you seen him after he's drunk some Pepsi? The same face. You feel me? So you've been drinking water lately. So she was like, oh yeah, you know, I'm just saying, I didn't mean nothing by it.
Yes,
I was
did.
like, listen, baby girl, don't send me no dumb shit.
Just,
you know
or at least stand on it. You know you was being rude. Just stand on it.
So you know what I had to do? I had to go to her page and look around.
Could do a little
I looked around. I say, wow, apparently my face is fatter, but somebody doesn't know how to use eyeliner.
Did you say this to her?
I said everything. I said, man, somebody should lay off the highlighter. This is a lot of big weaves that aren't cut to your head. Right?
You got a baggy wig?
And then I ended it with, I'm just saying.
Did she respond?
She was like, why did you block? You don't get to talk to me.
You don't get to, yo.
I'm a blocker.
I'm going to start doing that. I have been doing that lately. When people leave negative comments, I block them.
What? Here's the thing, what you got to remember, bro.
I don't have the time.
Your page, all of your pages are your personal place.
They are.
If you come to disrupt my energy, I go so far as if you go to someone that I know's page to disrupt my energy, you don't realize how much power I have. Like, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, people. If you think you could ever say something that I don't like, you know how easy it is to get you blocked on another nigga's page? Oh my God, it's so easy.
You know everybody.
I said to myself earlier today, I was like, yo, because I read a comment, right? Because I was trying to find a comment of the week, and I was in a rush, and I go to your page, and I was like, let me get some from his as well. And I go to your page, and I see something, and I was like, oh, they don't realize I could just get his phone and block them from his phone.
And I wouldn't even know. You'd be like, no, boy, give me your phone. I'd be like, oh.
Blocked. Now you can't even see your favorite. How does that feel?
And it does exhibit so much power because sometimes you want to respond to it, but sometimes it's just like, bloop, you never said it. And you can never say anything again.
Man, one dude tried to catch me on my IG. He said something. He was like, I don't even remember what he said. He said something stupid, right, on one of my IG videos. And it posted, and you know, I get the notifications. So he posted it, and it was like 30 seconds ago, somebody commented. I looked, and I was like, oh, sorry, nobody will see this.
You know what's even cooler, too?
Remove.
Shout out to the good people at Instagram and Facebook for this.
Yeah.
Now, when you block people,
yep,
you can block them and any accounts that they create.
Yep.
When I seen that, I was like,
talk to me nice.
Whoop.
Talk to me nicely.
Or it might just get spicy.
It might be you. So young lady hits me, and she reaches out and she says, I love what you and Doughboy are doing. You stay dropping gems. This needs to be a whole segment. Thank you for your wisdom and realness. Her name is Shanta J, right? She's a licensed therapist. Shout out to her.
Yes.
And I'm going to play the video sound so y'all can hear it.
Okay.
I'll play that. Browns the bound.
Don't remember the name of it, but it's with Doughboy and CT. They're comedians. And CT said something that just shook the table. He said, if every time things get tough or challenging and we quit, do we even deserve our gifts? He didn't even have to do me. He didn't even have to do me like that. And so, because he did me like that, I'm gonna do y'all like that. If every time things get tough and we quit, do we deserve our gifts? Because here's the thing. I don't know if anybody has ever told you, but baby, we all got gifts.
Facts.
Wow.
So let me tell you,
do be
man,
dropping gems too.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. But me playing
And
that
shout
video,
out to her voice.
was her man.
She fun.
She's a beautiful woman. She's a married woman with children.
Oh, okay, yeah. Respectfully, respectfully, brother, husband to whoever.
What I loved were a few things from her doing that. One, it shows that she watches the show, the Just Us League podcast. She watches the show. Two, she picked something up from the show. It wasn't just something like, water bottles. You know what I'm saying? Like, she actually grabbed what we throw down. And I think doing this show does help a lot of people. Last week alone, man, from talking about everything that we talked about, I got reached out to by some incredible people, some incredible members of Team CT. Like, yo, man, if you ever need to talk, bro, I got you. And I'm like, thank you. I'm not one of those people that you ever have to worry about hurting themselves, by the way.
You said that when you called me the other day, too. Like, hey, I ain't finna jump off the roof. Like,
because that's the problem. When you tell somebody, hey, I'm going through this
Because I was like, hey, you okay?
Are you cool? I'm like, hey, man.
It's me.
Look, I need to see everything for the rest of life. I'm not gonna hurt myself. But also, randomly, this crossed my mind. My mom. Shout out to Mama CT. My mom is the best. My mom and I talk almost every day.
Shout out to that. I wish I talked to my mama every day.
Man, she's the best. Man, she'll be talking about shit sometimes.
But that's your mama.
But listen, I genuinely, like, she'll be saying something and I just enjoy hearing her voice. Like, so it's like, we'll be talking and she'll be saying something and then she'll be like, yeah, so what you doing? I'm like, nothing. I just enjoy hearing my mom speak. Sometimes I don't have anything to add. I'm just like, keep talking. I ain't tripping. What else is going on?
That is fire, man.
You know what I mean?
I love that you have that with her. And I did want to say something, too, before we even move off of the comments and stuff. I wanted to say this to the people, because I do see a lot of people that say negative things, you know, about you and about our friendship relationship. I've seen people say that, like, CT is, like, dominating over Doughboy and different things. Like, this is what I'm going to go on record and get me in the camera here, get my good side, my bad side, whatever. Y'all need to shut up with that. Like, seriously. And I'm being serious about that because I take it personally. Y'all don't understand what this man has done in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's one of those people. He's one of the best type of people because he does more for people behind the scenes, but he'll never say it. So when I tell y'all all the things that he's always done for me from back in 2008 when I was just getting every step of my career since we've been friends, from, hey, Doughboy, you can do this, to, hey, Doughboy, I'm going to pick you up from the train station. Hey, Doughboy, I'm going to introduce you to everybody. Hey, Doughboy, I'm going to get you a Wild 'N Out audition. Hey, Doughboy, like this, that. And then even when I was a jerk to him, wasn't even doing right, never walked around talking about me bad, came back with open arms. And even when I got down to one of my darkest points, hey, Doe, come rock with me, do this. And even behind the scenes, even on this podcast, his contribution to this, what he does, y'all don't know that. So y'all not finna sit here and disrespect my homeboy. Stop that. I'm not rocking with that. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's cute. And if it continues, your comments will be deleted and you will be blocked, because blood is not gonna make me and this man no closer. So I just want to be on record for saying that. Don't talk about my homeboy like that. I take that personally. And, you know, they don't know everything that we really talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? This man to pick up the phone. Like, CT will call me mad in the morning because I called him at 4 o'clock in the morning and then I turned my phone off and then he stayed up for 3 hours worrying about me. That's care, that's love, that's consideration, and that's not somebody trying to bully their friends. So please, let's just end that narrative, and I do not want to see those comments moving forward, because you see I can go to a different gear when it comes to my guys. So
let me tell you why I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But you know what that feel like? Because at the end of the day, you're 41.
Really?
So it feel like
chastising somebody?
No. It felt like we at the playground. I'm like, I'm going to get my brother.
Here he come.
There you go right there. Say what you were saying to him.
You ever go get your big brother and he can wash too? Like, oh,
bro, what do you do if your big brother
take both your asses?
Bro, if your big brother get washed as well.
I had it worse though. I had an older sister and she used to fight niggas for me.
What?
And beat them up. Niggas be like, hey, he gonna go get Kiki. I'd be like, oh, Kiki. And I did not have, she used to have more hands than everybody. Niggas used to know if you used to play with me, you used to have to see my sister. And
That's
she was
amazing.
she was taking off on everybody.
Wow.
But it did nothing for my credibility in the streets.
Oh, none.
She graduated like, your sister ain't here now. I had to move.
They celebrate her across the stage. Go ahead, kick it.
Yeah, we gonna kick this little nigga's ass.
Now back to you.
Brother. Yo.
Bro.
So let's finally get into our docket an hour and a half later. So this is something that, this is just, I want to hear your thoughts on this. So Sha'Carri Richardson has been suspended from the Olympics for marijuana usage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you take this first because
first she had a tough couple of weeks.
Yes,
she lost her. Let me tell you something. This is if we were talking about crack, baby girl, you gotta sit down.
Come on,
I know it's been rough.
Or if it's steroids, something that's going. Weed does not help you doing. It's weed.
If anything, the weed would have made her slower,
or give you make her run to the grocery store and get some munchies.
She's giving y'all a handicap.
Come on,
and she still was.
Bro. And then now they kicked her out. They're trying to villainize her. I have a theory. I have a theory that there are just old white men at the top of a lot of these establishments, like the Grammys, like the Oscars, like the Olympics. Like even in the Olympics, they're saying that they banned swimming caps for afro hair. So you don't want black women, you know what I'm saying? You just say, you know what this is really starting to make me feel like?
Just say black people can't compete against y'all?
You know what? And you know what that makes me feel like? And I know it's gonna sound crazy when I say this. I'm starting to respect people that are openly racist more than I do closeted racist.
Oh yeah.
Because if you just say that you hate black people and you stand on that, I could at least be like, okay, that is your truth and you're living it. But when you do BS like this, just say what it really is. You mad because even if she high off some weed, she could beat everybody.
Yeah.
She beat. So just say you don't want to go against that. Say you don't want to go against that pressure. Don't try to monster-size her, villainize her.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, even with Wimbledon, they did that to Naomi. She said that she said she just didn't want to do the interviews because she was trying to protect her mental health. They were like, oh, well, you can't compete then. I have a theory. I have a suggestion because I'm all about solutions.
Let's get it.
We need to create different platforms. Forget the Olympics. Forget the NCAA. Like the NCAA has been making these kids seem like monsters for years for getting crab legs or signing autographs to get any kind of money while they make billions. And now they finally, after years and years of legalized slavery is what I call it, now you're letting people get money. I'm just so fed up with this. And it just makes me so angry because she had to work hard to do that. She was doing that probably in honor of her mother. Like, I did this in spite of, and you know what they tell us as black people? You got to be twice as dedicated. And then you can still do it. And then they still find these loopholes to wrap you up.
Listen, it boils down to this, bro. Like you said, I respect the people who are openly racist because at least I know where I stand. There is a guy in the community that I know that does not like me, right? We had a conversation. He says, I do not like you. And I was like, thank you so much. Because now this is such a weight off me because I know that you don't mean me any harm. You're just like, hey, man, I don't like you. And that's fine because now I don't have to be like, hey, what's up, man? You want to go get something? No, I'm not available today.
We got to do the fake two-step.
We got to do the fake two-steps because I know where you stand. It's the same thing with everybody in life. If you could just say, I don't like you, then this would be so much easier. When it comes to this Olympics, man, this young lady is one of the most talented in the world. If anything that you should be mad at is the fact that now it's about to be a whole bunch of other black girls wearing blonde wigs. But she has gone through so much and she still won. And you're like, no, but when Michael Phelps did this.
Come on. And then it's like, it's over. Weed is pretty much legal. now, and it's just like for years they made it so villainizing, putting so many minorities in jail over weed.
They're
now
still in there,
and now it's legal, and now the only people that can get these dispensaries are these rich white people with these different laws. I'm just like, y'all ain't even trying to disguise this anymore. You're just like, so and what?
Well, they're still trying to disguise it, but you're looking for justice in an unjust society. This was never made for us. If you realize I saw this video the other day with this young lady. She has a strong Paramount Plus. I'm so.
Are you about to say about the
lakes,
cities under the lakes?
Yes,
I cried seeing
all the
that.
cities that have been drowned out because the solution that we always say is, we just need to go get our own. Let's just go buy some land. Let's go here. History repeats itself. We done that 100 years ago, and every single one of them have been torn down. Central Park is not the Central Park that you realize, because that was torn down from our hands.
And then you hear about the Central Park 5 and all that happened with that. But then even before then, it was
completely different things, by the way. But
exactly, I know. But the Central Park 5 and the framing of those kids, and then Central Park was something that they put cities under what, bro?
Yeah.
It's scary being black in America sometimes, because it's just like, at some point I just, and I'm raising a black woman, and I'm trying to get her ready for the world, and I run out of things to say, because I'm just like, baby, just do the best you can. Like, they're going to make it difficult at every different time. They're going to kill you legally if they get the chance. That's kind of how you got to prepare a black child. They're going to defame you.
Something to tear you back down and make you remember where your place is.
When they first was doing the weed laws back in the day, they were saying that weed should be illegal because it makes darkies think that they can date white women or be with white. That was actually a law. How do you even put that in a book? And so it's just like,
they wrote it
and upheld it.
Oh, we got you.
So I think that is the solution. I'm officially over the Grammys. I'm officially over the Oscars. Like with the Olympics, it's like people train their whole lives but can't make no money.
You ready for this? Well, one, I don't ever want to take the dream away from the kids that see the Olympics and still want to compete in something like that. Your dreams are your dreams.
Right.
But I will say that we continue to preach about having our own and doing our own this and doing our own that. However, we don't support our own. So when you look at award shows, why is it that if we see we're continuously getting disrespected on X award show or B award show, that when the Image Awards comes around,
we don't watch it?
We don't watch it.
Right.
When the Trumpet Awards come around, we don't watch it. It's
BET
not big
Awards,
enough
we
for
don't
you.
get the big stars there anymore. So
come on, man. But they keep wanting to do these other things where they get snubbed and get mad that they got snubbed, but you won't even reinvest in your own community and be there for them. We could talk about black business, man. When see black businesses, I am one that I love supporting black business. However, I'm not going to just support your business because you black.
Right.
Because if you don't have, and this goes back to the thing of you having to be twice as good, black businesses, a lot of them, not generalizing anything, a lot of black businesses are so incredible and they thrive, but there are so many black businesses that don't have good customer service. And what that means is not just picking up the phone. That means responding to emails. That means not giving me your excuses when my order isn't here. Hey, I ordered a shirt about a month ago. Listen, okay, my cousin been sick. I don't care about your cousin. Not my problem. I bought this shirt. You don't know what I'm going through when I bought the shirt. I bought the shirt. Can I just have the shirt? Your shirt will be sent out. Thank you for support. And it's
you gotta call your local post office, ma'am.
This isn't. But then when I go support the big name brand, now I'm not supporting my people when you just cost yourself a customer.
Exactly.
So it's like it's not so much as just saying support black business, support black business.
Be better black businesses.
Better black.
Because that's the thing. I be saying that all the time. It's like as a culture, we will do all buy all this the Gucci's and stuff, and there's no no shade to that, but shade to them or nothing. But I don't care about us. We'll spend thousands of dollars on a purse, but then when it comes to a black-owned business, I ain't doing that. Like we need to change
the discount.
Exactly. Oh, can you hook me up or send me something? And I no. Like I'm even getting to the point now where if I'm buying something from somebody, I don't want no discount. If I'm doing business with black businesses, don't give me the homie hookup. Charge me what you charge other people, because I think that is a ground level spot where we can start at, and then maybe as that grows, then we can get our own award shows.
I don't want the discount because I'm going to hold you accountable whether I like this brand or not.
Exactly.
Because if you get, here's the thing. I don't mind paying full price for something because I am a customer. Don't give me, oh, you popular, or, oh, you know what, tell some other people. No, I don't want no responsibility.
You did that, not even to cuss. You did that even when we started shooting this podcast. Remember, I told you, hey, I got one of my homeboys. We can go over to his house. You was like, nah, because if we do that, the stuff could come late, but if we pay our money, we got it, and I learned that from you.
When you do hookup stuff, bro, excuses come with it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, hey, y'all paying that studio how much? Oh, man, I do it. I mean, I don't even want nothing. We can just build, man. And now, since we building.
We can just build.
We can build, man. And let me tell you something, man. I've been watching Doughboy, man. You got to understand, bro. I've been watching Doughboy
He can't never get right.
Man. He did the documentary about bacon in 08. I've been watching. And CT, man, I remember you was on Speedy's Comedy Corner, man.
Come on now.
Let me tell you, like all of that. When you deal with hookups, bro, excuses come, and those excuses, you be like, "Hey, man, where's the episode? Oh, man, my lady, man, let me tell you something, man.
She crazy,
man. She told me, has your lady ever? I don't. Why are we talking about? Where's the episode? Oh, I get it to you, man. About 3 days,
and then they'll throw it in your face. I mean, you ain't paying me nothing.
I got to make money over here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want the discount because I deserve a product.
Right.
So when I'm paying wherever, I want what was agreed upon. I don't want no excuses. Growing up, my mom was always the one to like fix stuff, right? She's like, oh, I got to fix this because I don't have this big budget to do this. Or my dad would be like, I ain't changing no brakes. I'm about to just buy the brakes.
Exactly.
And my mom, and I always talked to my mom about this because my mom would always find somebody who could do it for cheaper. And I was talking to Tangerine about this because her mom does this too. They would find people who do it cheaper, and then it's not, you don't have the finish, right? Or it's like it's taking longer. I'm like, no, I'll pay extra for it to be done correct, for the finish to be on it, and I don't have to go do it again. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I learned this the hard way, and it almost ended, well, I don't want to say tragically, but it almost could have ended bad. I had a habit with like my car, like I always like beat cars up. I don't know why. I mean, I've started to get a little bit better, over the last couple of years. But with this last car that I got now, I actually bought it. So what I would do is like with tires, I would always, instead of just going and get a good kind of tire, because they're like, for a good set of tires, you're probably looking for $500 for some good tires. I'm always going to the cheap spot where you can get them for $30. You know what I'm saying? I'm running them, you know what I'm saying, to what I could do.
Yeah.
So long story short, this was maybe like a year ago. I had went to the get an oil change, and then he brought me in. He was like, man, let me show you something. He looks at the tires and like, because the treading was coming through on like 3 of them. He was like, God is really on your side. He was like, I don't see, because I was about to go on a road trip, and someone just told me to go get it checked. He was like, if you would have took this on that road trip wherever you're going, you probably on the freeway, you probably would have flipped your car. Like you would. He was like, you're trying to save money, spend $20, $30 to save some money. He was like, but you're doing that so often. You're doing that 2-3 times a year.
Yeah.
Get some good tires. You got a family. You got people in your car. Don't shortchange yourself on that. So it taught me a lesson. Like, you got to spend the money because you're going to get what you pay for every single time.
And it's just like, for example, my mom is amazing. And obviously, since I've become a teenager, she's been better. But it's like, as a kid, she was always cutting those corners. And it's like, now my mom was like, yeah, I'm going to get this. And I'm like, a company? She's like, yes, a company. I'm like, okay, thank God. Because it's like, when you, just like the guy just told you, like, yo, you got to spend this money for it to be safe. Sometimes it's just a peace of mind.
Exactly.
If the tires cost $500 and you like, I only got $200. Well, you know what? Don't drive this car again
until you get to $500. Because you might end up, you know what I'm saying, in a bad situation.
Which is better? You being like, let me Uber for a couple of places. Let me, I get on the bus. It's like, am I going to Uber? Am I going to catch the bus? Or am I going to get in this car and chance it every time I drive?
Exactly.
And now you didn't flip the car over, and now you gotta spend stacks.
Yeah, now you got a whole nother difference. And this even comes to like maintenance of your car. Like people like, don't want to do tune-ups on their car. Then they'll be like, why is my engine blown up? You haven't had a oil change in a year and a half, ma'am.
Bro, I had a car. I had a Honda, bro. I had a Honda LX. This is a gold one. And I took it into the shop to get fixed, and it was like $800. And I was like, because all I had was like, I thought it was going to be $300. He was like, yeah, man, it's going to be $800. I'm like,
What can I pay you to get me on the road?
And he was like, I tell you what, man. He's like, give me the $5 now and just pay me in installments. And I was like,
I ain't got the $5.
I can't pay you the rest. And he was like, just take it. And I was like, all right, I'm being irresponsible, which is so rare. I take the car. I'm driving on the freeway the next day. Car accident.
What?
Car is fully fixed before I get in an accident. Getting an accident now is going to cost me even more because I'm like, man, I shouldn't have took the car.
Wow. That's big. That's the universe, teaching us lessons. I want to talk to you about this because I got to watch this, and I'm really, really curious to see what your view of it was. And we talked about it briefly before we got on, before we hopped on air.
Yeah.
Army of the Dead.
Woo!
On Netflix.
Loved it.
That might have been the easily the best movie I've seen since Nobody. What are your thoughts on this movie? Let me go first. I'll go first on this. Loved it.
Yeah.
Who the guy that started that? I think that they're trying to make him like another version of The Rock. What's the guy?
Oh, Batista.
I feel like he needs a little bit more of a splash of personality, a little bit more, but I think he's got something there.
They're both WWE wrestlers.
I love what Omari's doing.
Yeah, Omari.
I feel like he's one role away because I loved I love seeing the progression of people that I enjoy because I loved him in Power. Like I loved him back in Next Day Air back in the day. Like I've been a fan of his. So to see him kind of do movies, then go do TV.
Yep.
Now he's on this. I'm like, he's one or two roles away because he just stays in the pocket good. I'm like, bro, and it was a really, really good movie. Me and Tony ended up getting into it because it was, it's like a father-daughter like thing in there. And so, of course, I'm sitting there like, man, if that's about, not giving nothing away to the movie, but I'm like, if that was my baby, she was like, shit. And so we ended up getting into an argument for that. But I think the movie was amazing, and I hope that I think it's a candidate for movie of the year already. It was that.
It was really good.
And I don't even like zombie movies.
You've never seen a zombie film told in the zombies' perspective.
Wasn't that dope?
The only thing you could compare is Warm Bodies, but that was a comedy.
Comedy, right.
Army of the Dead showed zombies like I've never seen them before.
Personified
and I was like,
them.
Oh, is this what we doing? Zack Snyder? Incredible.
And Zack Snyder, so, because I know you're more of a DC dude, and he does more
did
DC.
Justice League.
Right. So he, like, I haven't seen like a ton of his stuff, but I now see what the hype is about what he does. Like even the graphics and some of the stuff that I seen, I was just like, I was kind of blown away. I was like, this movie is fire. And then obviously I feel like, we might be able to get a part 2 of it. I'm all here for that. So
you brought up the shoot your shot when Jack Harlow shot his shot at Saweetie at the BET Awards.
Saweetie is for the Steroides.
For the Saweeties?
The Steroides. I tried to say streets, but trying to say it in the Saweetie.
If anything, Jack belongs to the streets.
Well, how do you feel about that? Like him.
Listen, man, you got to shoot when you shoot. Here's the thing.
Shoot
as long as you
shoot.
know, whenever you see a beautiful woman in any form of anything, a woman who's really beautiful, you're rarely going to see her by herself, right? You're going to see her entourage. You're going to see her and her homegirls, the one hating homegirl that don't look like nothing, but is trying to keep you away because she wanted her to date somebody else.
Right.
So when he saw his opportunity, they both walking this carpet alone, he's like, hey, what's up, baby girl? How you doing? And she's like, why you shaking? First of all, sweetie, you ain't have to.
You ain't have to put my
You
man
ain't
on
have to put him out
blast.
there like that. Why your hands shaking? Shade room, y'all gonna be man. Let this brother. She's like, I know who you are. That always throws somebody off. As a man, you like, you know who I am. I was gonna say my name. You like getting your butt? Well, you don't know what to say. So in that regard,
getting your butt.
You like getting it butt. So in that regard, hey man, if she gives you the energy, go ahead and do your thing.
I learned this from you, whether you taught it to me or not, just from hanging back when we was in them streets.
Yeah.
I'm shooting. And women love the confidence. And I'm a volume shooter in these streets, and I don't have no fear. I feel like when you see the woman, I don't care where you're at. I don't care if you're at a wedding. I don't care if you're at a bat mitzvah. I don't care if you're at wherever you may be. You got to shoot that shot. And I figure, I say regardless of what comes with Jack and Saweetie, he got her attention. I feel like he got her respect. And I feel like if nothing else, even if she wasn't going to give him the look, the fact that he stepped to her, I think she might give him the look.
I'll tell you something. I'm never going to be for the swirl, but I will say I appreciate what he did. And women love confidence, not cocky. They love confidence because so few guys have genuine confidence and not manufactured that women respond to it.
But see, how do you, because I feel like you've mastered that. How does a guy have confidence to a woman without it borderlining to cockiness? Because a lot of the times, like, for instance, like if I meet a woman, right, and if she doesn't know me or the things that I've done, and I'll like, if I say something like, well, do you know who I am? Like, I'm not saying it like I expect you to know.
Do you know who I am?
I'm not saying it like I'm expecting you to know. I'm just trying to avoid the uncomfortableness of later, like if you're saying, well, where do I know you from? And like you see a whole TV show tattooed on my arm. So how does a guy, because I've seen your confidence, and I don't think that you get looked at as cocky. Maybe sometimes you might.
People who don't have self-esteem will always call people with confidence cocky. Bottom line, when they call it arrogant, when the confidence meets their insecurity. Shout out to Kool-Aid. My personal thought is, when you go up to a young lady, stop saying, "Do you know me? Do you know who I am?"
I don't say it like, but do you know me? Hey, I'm dope. And what's your name again?
At the end of the day, you're light skinned with light eyes. Who's this red bone walking up to me?
Stop calling me a red bone. I'm a dark skinned nigga and I'm sick of light skinned niggas like the nigga downstairs.
That's hilarious. So it's like previously, obviously, because you're in a committed relationship. But it's like when you're going up to a young lady, each case is different. I remember I would go up to a young lady, if the energy drew me, I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm fine. How you doing? And it's like, yeah, what's up? And then you just create a conversation.
You disarm them very easy. Like you just make it like they end up talking to you like they've known you for years.
Well, you have to make a woman comfortable. If you don't make her comfortable,
get out,
brother. It's the numbers, the least of your problem.
It's a cold world.
We gotta go, man.
Yeah, we gotta go. This has been another illustrious episode of
Bobby
the
Brown
Justice
Keith
League.
Sweat, though.
Bobby Brown and Keith. So can we just stop the verses? The outside is open now.
That hurt my heart. No, I still want to see the verses, but
who else do you want to see?
Swiss, let me tell you something, man. You and Timberland out of control for getting Bobby. Bobby got 5 songs.
You ain't finna disrespect Bobby.
Bobby Brown got 5 songs.
Bobby Brown dropped arguably the greatest R&B album of all time, and we can fight if you believe otherwise.
After you get done with the security guard, I got you. So Bobby Brown got 5 songs, and it was apparent when you saw that verses.
No, but that album,
you got to take out the songs he did with New Edition. Bobby Brown himself has
album,
5 songs.
No, that Tenderoni, that Don't Be Cruel, that My Prerogative. Did I say Roni yet?
Yes, you said that first.
Oh, damn it. What else? Besides,
no. Give us 2 more.
Hold on. Okay, so Roni, man, shut up, man. It's the end of the episode, man. I have been Doughboy, and this is hands down my favorite episode of this show.
CT.
And
everybody who's watching the show, you got to remember, man, this podcast is on everywhere you listen to podcasts. You always say, where can I hear the thing? Let me just go to the podcast app, whatever you listen to, and type in the Just Us League podcast. You'll find it.
And you will see us. And this has been another episode. Shout out to you guys. We will see you next week.
Yeah, man.
Peace. Hands down.